buzzing atmosphere VivaTech always is. Thank you for having me back. I'm Tanuja Randery. I lead Amazon Web Services across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And I'm looking forward to sharing a few insights from all the work we've done with hundreds and thousands of customers, enabling their journey to the cloud, and obviously enriched with the big two-letter word these days, AI and ML. Now, it's very easy talking about innovation to innovate in good times. It's much harder when investment is hard to come by. But this is exactly the time that leaders dig deep and come up with their most transformational ideas. And that's what we see is the difference between leaders and laggards. Leaders sustain the velocity and pace of innovation despite the economic environment. Why is this important? Because the EU has a very, very large ambition, the digital decade. And what they need is 20 million ICT specialists. They need 75% of companies using AI and ML and cloud technologies. They want 90% of small, medium enterprises with some level of digital proficiency, right? And we've done some research with Public First that would suggest that that would unlock $2.8 trillion of economic value. By the way, for France, that represents $490 billion in value. We have been committed to the French economy, to our customers and partners, and we've been investing between $6 billion between 2017 and 2031. And that's going to add about $17 billion of GDP value to the French economy. The issue is we're not going fast enough. Only 25% of companies are actually using big data, AI, and ML. Now, we like to think that the best ideas come from a spark, a stroke of genius, a light bulb moment. Do they really? Well, it did happen to Archimedes, yeah, in the bathtub. It certainly happened to Newton as he saw the apple fall from the tree. And Perry Spencer actually discovered microwave technology because a candy bar melted in his pocket while he was standing next to an old vacuum tube. But they don't really happen as instantaneously as that. Perry Spencer spent 30 years improving his microwave epiphany. So, with all that going on, let's talk about the transformative technology of our generation, generative AI. We at Amazon have been working with AI and ML for almost 20 years. All the products that you love and know, like Alexa or Prime Air, the drones, our Amazon Go computer vision technology that allows you to have a retail experience without having to check in or check out. All of that is built on AI and ML, including the e-commerce personalization engine. We believe there is no compression algorithm for experience. And that's why it takes time, actually, to build the infrastructure and technologies that you need. Generative AI has the capability of completely transforming industries across value chains, across sectors, augmenting, automating, accelerating tasks. And you can see it from supply chain to customer experience to employee productivity everywhere. So if this technology has been around for so long, why is it popping up now? Well, we've reached a tipping point for generative AI. The massive amounts of data, and yes, 97 zettabytes of data were created just in 2022 alone, combined with the compute technology and scalable infrastructure and ML innovations, has really started to shape generative AI. Traditional machine learning models had simple inputs, numeric values, to simple outputs, predicted values. With deep learning, you were able to go from complex inputs, video images, to simple outputs. With generative AI, you can use massive amounts of complex data to actually create and provide knowledge in a completely different manner. So from complicated inputs to complicated outputs. We see 4 main modalities for how these models will be used. Clearly, on the creative output, writing, content creation, enabling functionality, hyper-personalization, interactive experiences, which we all know and love, well, sometimes, like chatbots. And this is the one that's going to make all the difference. Decision-making support. When you have a task that can be automated with human oversight, this is where the immense value of generative AI will come from. Now, whatever the modality you choose, there are a few things you need to make this happen properly. You need a choice of models. There is no winner-takes-all model. You need the right model for the right job. 2, you need a secure environment to customize your models, to fine-tune them with your data. You need tools that allow your developers to be highly productive. And very importantly, you need the lowest latency, lowest cost, price-performant, purpose-built machine learning infrastructure to really launch your generative AI use cases. And we're super excited to share with you, as you know, Amazon Bedrock, which gives you all of that and more. Amazon Bedrock is a managed service. You can access all of the models that and I'm going to come to describing who they are. You can access a range of FMs through a managed service, an API. You don't need to manage the infrastructure. All of the data is encrypted, and you can set up virtual private clouds to ensure that everything transpires in a secure manner. In Amazon Bedrock, you have Amazon Titan, the large language models that we provide, text summarization, Q&A, and search. You have access to Claude, the Anthropic large language model that allows you to work on conversational text. You have access to Stability AI's Stable Diffusion model, which is critical for unique images design and art. And then Jurassic 2, A121 Labs for multilingual conversational text. We've also been using these FM models as part of our Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart program. And actually, we've had lights on. I think some of you might have seen them here today. I believe President Macron mentioned them yesterday on stage, and Cohere, along with the others here as well. We have 100,000 customers operating on Amazon SageMaker. So let's take a look at how these models actually get put to work. Put yourself in the shoes of a product marketing team that has to create some social assets for launch. The first thing they do, they've got a product description. They go into Claude, and they're able to, this thing is moving faster than I want. Let me see if I can slow it down. Sorry. Okay. Right. So the product manager has a product description. They put it into Anthropic's Claude model, and out it spits out a beautiful product description. They then want a picture, and they go to the stability model, and that spits out a gorgeous picture of the shoe with London City in the background. You then go to Jurassic, and you create some social tweets. And then finally, into Titan, and you actually have some search engine mechanisms. That's all it takes, a few prompts, and you've got everything you need for... Okay, this thing is going very fast, so I'm going to try and slow it down. You've got everything you need to be able to drive your services, and all that is present in Bedrock. So you've got the managed infrastructure, low latency, low cost. You've got all of the models available to you, and I'm going to get to this now. It's not enough to have all that. You also need tools for your developers. We introduced Code Whisperer. Code Whisperer is our ML-powered code generation service for developers. It can be used with natural language prompts, by the way, And it's the only one that has security built in so it can scan the hardest to detect vulnerabilities. We've got Accenture and Coach using Code Whisperer in a preview. When we did a test, 27% of the teams that were using Code Whisperer were more likely to end their tasks on time, and 57% faster than those that were not using Code Whisperer. So this is truly revolutionary when it comes to improving developer predictability. Now, it's not enough to have all that. You also need a purpose-built machine learning infrastructure to make this work. And we've been investing in silicon for 5 years, particularly around machine learning workloads associated with training and inferences. In fact, our inference chip, Inferentia, is 8 times lower latency and 40% better performance than comparable Amazon EC2 instances. A great example is Sprinkler. They actually collect public data from social posts, videos, and blogs. They were able to use our Inferentia 2 chips. By the way, they do something like 10 billion predictions a day across 500 models, and they were able to reduce latency 30%, improve efficiency, and lower the costs. That's the power of this type of compute environment. So, everything you need to complete your generative AI journey. You've got the infrastructure you need, you've got Bedrock, which gives you access to the FM models you need, you've got services like Code Whisperer, and all of that is in a very secure, resilient environment that only we know how to give you. If I could stop talking, I would, but unfortunately, it's not about the technology alone. The biggest issue we have is skills. It's the biggest gap. There was a survey done by Vantage Partners, and all the C-suite people that we surveyed, 92% said that organizational barriers was the big issue. 85% of workers post the pandemic said they need digital skills. Without skills, you cannot transform, you cannot build your great generative AI use cases. We are investing in digital skills. We are spending hundreds and millions of dollars to train 29 million people for absolutely free by 2025. That's our commitment to bring you into the digital economy. We believe that technology will create jobs. According to WEF, 97 million new jobs will be created because of cloud computing, AI, and ML. We have programs for the younger generation called Get IT, which inspires young girls in the ages of 12 to 15. I just finished judging a competition in London with a phenomenal group of schools. We've got programs like Restart, which is 12 weeks of classroom training for the underserved and underemployed community to give them the first job in digital. And then we have Machine Learning University, a lot of sponsorships for AI and ML training, as well as academy programs. Plus, with our customers, we are actually engaging them to reskill their team as well. So skills and all that technology, and it's everything I think you need to turn those sparks into reality. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed being here, and enjoy VivaTech.